Welcome back to the Behavior Code, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating psychology behind why we do the things we do. I'm Maria.
And I'm Gabriel, and today we're tackling a topic that I think everyone has either experienced or seen firsthand. It's this weird paradox.
The paradox of attraction. We're talking about why people often become, way more attractive the moment they seem to stop caring about what others think.
It's so true, isn't it? You see it all the time. Someone's single, they're really trying hard, going on dates, and nothing. Then they just give up. They decide to focus on themselves, their work, their hobbies, and bam! Suddenly, everyone's interested.
Exactly. It's like a magnetic switch flips. And it's not about being arrogant or aloof, it's something deeper. It's this energy of genuine confidence and emotional self-sufficiency.
Self-sufficiency, that's the word. It's this vibe that says, my life is awesome and complete on its own, and you're welcome to join, but my happiness doesn't depend on it. And it's not about being a jerk or being cold to people. It's the opposite. It's a warmth that comes from within, that isn't asking for anything in return.
Right, and that is incredibly alluring. So today, we're going to break that down. We're going to explore the psychology behind why seeking approval can sometimes push people away, and how focusing inward can make you, almost irresistible. And it's so counterintuitive, isn't it? Because all the movies and songs tell us that love is about needing someone, about being completed by them. But in reality, what we're drawn to is wholeness. We're drawn to people who are already complete.
And it's not just about romantic attraction, is it? This applies everywhere. Friendships, professional settings, even creative pursuits. The moment you stop chasing validation, you start earning respect. Let's do it. So where does this even start? Seeking approval seems pretty human. Exactly. One is a source of energy, and the other feels like it consumes energy to maintain. We're all, on a very primitive level, trying to conserve our own energy. We're drawn to people who add to it, not people who feel like a drain.
Oh, it's completely human. And that brings us right into the first big piece of the puzzle, the basic psychology of approval.
It all goes back to, basic survival, doesn't it? Caveman stuff.
Totally. Think about it from an evolutionary perspective. For thousands of years, being accepted by your tribe was literally a matter of life and death. If you were cast out, your chances of survival were pretty much zero.
Right. So we're hardwired to seek validation, to fit in. Our brains evolved to make us care deeply about what others think of us because it kept us safe.
And you see that programming playing out today, just in a different arena. Instead of a tribe, it's our social circle, our workplace, social media. We're still looking for those signals of acceptance. A like is just the modern version of a nod of approval around the campfire.
Okay, so if seeking approval is so natural, where does it go wrong? Why does it become unattractive? And our brains reward us for it, right? There's a chemical component to this. When we get that like or that compliment, we get a little hit of dopamine.
Well, it's a question of degree. The problem starts when that desire for approval becomes neediness, when your sense of self-worth becomes entirely dependent on external validation. Right, it's the difference between a roaring fire that people want to gather around for warmth and a flickering candle that's threatening to go out in the slightest breeze and needs to be shielded.
Yeah, you can feel it off someone, can't you? That desperation. It's like this energy they give off that says, please like me, I need you to like me for me to be okay.
Exactly, and subconsciously, that sends a few really unattractive signals. First, it signals low value. It implies that you don't value yourself, so you need someone else to do it for you.
That makes sense. It's almost like emotional baggage from the get-go.
Totally. And second, it puts a huge amount of pressure on the other person. Suddenly, they feel responsible for your happiness. Their validation is the thing holding you up, and it's exhausting. It's not a partnership, it feels like a project.
Right. People are attracted to people who add to their lives, not people who need to draw from it just to feel whole.
And that, funnily enough, ties right into a classic economic and psychological principle, the scarcity principle.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite stuff. The less there is of something, the more we want it. Limited edition sneakers, a sold-out concert.
Precisely. And this applies to people just as much as it applies to things. When a person is emotionally needy and constantly seeking approval, their attention and validation are, well, they're abundant. They give it away freely, hoping for some in return. There's no scarcity.
So it's perceived as less valuable. But someone who is emotionally independent, their attention is a genuinely scarce resource.
And it's important to stress this isn't about playing games. It's not about pretending to be busy or waiting 3 days to text back. It's about actually being busy with your own life.
Right? Your attention is scarce because it's valuable to you. You're spending it on your career, your passions, your friends, your personal growth. You have a full life that you're genuinely invested in.
A full life, that's the key. So when that person chooses to give you their time and attention, it feels significant. It feels like a genuine offering, not a transaction where they're hoping to get something back.
It feels earned, you know? It has weight because you know they have 100 other valuable things they could be doing, but they're choosing to spend that time with you. That's powerful.
It's the ultimate compliment, really, and it creates this pull, this desire to be part of their already interesting world.
So this probably leads right into the whole confidence versus neediness dynamic. Let's get into the specifics of the actual behaviors. What does this look like in the real world?
Yeah, great idea. Let's draw a clear line. So, needy behavior. What comes to mind for you?
Constant texting for one. Sending that second or third text before you get a reply, or the classic text when someone doesn't respond fast enough.
Oh, the double question mark, a classic. Also, needing constant reassurance, asking things like, "Are you mad at me?" or "Do you still like me?" It's basically looking for them to manage your anxiety. You're outsourcing your emotional state.
Outsourcing your emotional state. That's a great way to put it. Okay, so on the flip side, what does confident behavior look like in that same situation?
Confidence is security. It's sending a text and then putting your phone down and going about your day. You trust that they'll get back to you when they can. You're not sitting there watching the clock.
Right. Because your world doesn't grind to a halt while you wait. Your self-worth isn't hanging on their reply time. You assume they're interested, and you let them show you. You don't try to force it.
And these are all subtle, subconscious signals we're sending and receiving constantly. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Your body language, your tone.
Totally. Think about it. A confident person makes relaxed eye contact. They have open, calm body language. They don't fidget nervously. They take up space. A person seeking approval might hunch over, avoid eye contact, or have that kind of buzzy, anxious energy. We pick up on that stuff instantly.
We do, and it speaks volumes before you even say a word. It tells a story about how you feel about yourself.
And that story you're telling actually creates another psychological effect, doesn't it? Something like social proof.
Yes, absolutely. Social proof and status. It's this idea that we're wired to look to others for cues on how to behave and what to value.
Right. If a restaurant is packed with people, we assume the food is good. If a book has thousands of 5-star reviews, we assume it's worth reading.
Exactly. Now, apply that to a person. When you stop focusing on getting approval from one person and instead you focus on building a great life for yourself, what happens?
Well, you naturally start to accumulate social proof. You invest in your friendships so you have a strong social circle. You focus on your career so you gain respect and competence. You pursue hobbies so you become more interesting.
You become a person that other people genuinely want to be around. Your friends value your time. Your colleagues respect your opinion. This creates an aura of desirability. Other people see that you are valued, which, because of social proof, makes them value you more.
It's a positive feedback loop. Your self-focus builds a better life. That better life gives you social proof, and that social proof makes you more attractive. which ironically makes it easier to not care about getting approval.
It's the ultimate show, don't tell. You're not telling people you're a catch, your life is showing them. You have inherent status that's built on your own actions and relationships, not on the validation of a single person.
And that's the difference between trying to be someone's whole world versus inviting them into your already amazing world. The second one is just infinitely more appealing.
Infinitely. And the foundation of all of this, the thing that makes scarcity and social proof and confidence possible, is emotional independence.
Let's talk about that. Because I think people hear independence and they think cold or detached or I don't need anyone.
Right, which is a huge misconception. It's not about that at all. Emotional independence isn't about not having feelings. It's about being able to regulate them.
So you can feel disappointed or lonely or rejected, but you don't let that feeling consume you or dictate your actions. You can self-soothe.
Exactly. You are the primary source of your own happiness and stability. You can enjoy having people in your life, you can love them deeply, but you don't need them to feel okay about who you are. Your baseline of contentment comes from within.
And a massive part of this, I think, is boundaries.
Oh, huge. A person who isn't desperate for approval is much, much better at setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. They can say no to things they don't want to do. They can state their needs clearly.
Without the fear that setting that boundary will make the other person leave. Because deep down, they know they'll be okay even if they do.
Right. And seeing someone who respects their own time, energy, and values enough to enforce a boundary, that is incredibly attractive. It signals immense self-respect. And if you respect yourself, others are far more likely to respect you too.
It's the ultimate display of self-worth in action.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the theory. Let's ground this in some super clear practical examples. What does this look like in day-to-day life? Let's start with dating.
Dating. Okay. Scenario: you have a great first date. The approval-seeking person goes home and immediately texts something like, "I had such an amazing time. When can we do this again?" They're looking for that immediate confirmation that the other person feels the same way.
Right, their night isn't complete until they get that validation back. The emotionally independent person, on the other hand, they go home, they reflect on the nice time they had, and then they, watch a movie or prep for work the next day. They go on with their life.
They might send a simple text the next day saying they had a good time, but it's calm. There's no anxious energy attached. They are not waiting by the phone. Their vibe is, "I had fun, I'd be open to doing it again, but if not, no big deal."
The difference is huge. Okay, what about in a work environment?
At work, the approval seeker is the classic people pleaser. They say yes to every task, even if they're overloaded. They stay late just to be seen by the boss. They won't speak up against a bad idea in a meeting because they don't want to cause conflict.
And ironically, they often get less respect. The confident person focuses on doing high-quality work within their capacity. They'll push back respectfully, saying, "That's an interesting idea, but have we considered this?" Or, "I can't take that on right now if we want to maintain quality on Project A."
And they command respect, because their priority is the quality of the work and their own well-being, not just making everyone happy.
It applies to friendships, too. Being okay with your friends having other friends, not being afraid to disagree with the group, and being perfectly happy to go to a movie or dinner alone if no one else is free. It shows you enjoy your own company.
That's a big one. Enjoying your own company. That's really the core of it all.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all together. The big takeaway here really isn't about learning a new set of rules for attraction. It's not a tactic.
No, it's the total opposite. Pretending not to care is just another form of caring. Or performing. This is about a genuine internal shift. The attractiveness is a byproduct. It's not the goal.
Exactly. The goal is to build a life that you are genuinely fulfilled by, on your own terms. So for everyone listening, what's an actionable first step they could take today?
I think the best place to start is to find something that is just for you. A hobby, a skill you want to learn, a fitness challenge. something that doesn't rely on anyone else for you to enjoy it or feel a sense of accomplishment from it.
That's a great one. I'd also add consciously invest in your friendships. Don't let your entire social and emotional world revolve around one romantic interest. A diverse support system is key to emotional stability.
And practice validating yourself. Seriously, when you finish a tough task at work or cook a great meal, take a literal second to pause and say to yourself, hey, good job. Don't wait for someone else to notice. Be your own primary source of praise.
It all comes down to what you said earlier, Gabriel. It's about becoming the main character in your own story, not just a supporting actor in someone else's.
Perfectly said. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of the Behavior Code. Thanks so much for tuning in and exploring this with us.
We'll catch you next time.